Hello everyone, welcome to a new Let's Play of Thea the Awakening. This is going to be a relatively new game for me. I've watched some Let's Plays of it, but I've not played much of it myself beyond just trying to get a handle of the controls and things like that. So I will be doing a lot of this fairly blind. I may not know the quote-unquote best options for some of the events, and might not have the best tactics in battle, but, you know, aim to have fun, and you guys can laugh at my antics and stuff like that. Don't actually know if I will be able to get through this on the first try, get to the goal. The game is very, very random with what it can do and what it gets, you know, what you get, and how kind it is to you and stuff like that. So, it may very well be that we end up not succeeding. But we shall see. This definitely could be a game that shows up multiple times on the channel, maybe for streams, something like that. Because there's a lot of replayability to the game, which is pretty nice. But for now, we'll just go ahead and dive into a new game. So, I have created a new profile. The profile that the game started with had Velez and Svarog available, but now I see that Horos and Morena are the deities who are available. And essentially, this is who you play as. You've got Velez, Svarog, Soria, Mokosh, Lada, and Perun. As you can notice from some of these deities, there is a definite Slavic feel. I mean, well, Velez, Svarog, and Perun are taken straight from Slavic mythology. I don't know if the others are, and I'm just not aware of them, or if they are actually new creations. Don't know. But, so we've got Horos, Lord of the Night and Master of the Moon. But even you were struck down when the cursed darkness came and stole your mantle. Creatures of the night that were once yours now serve you no more. The sun and the moon have returned, and so now is the time to strike back, to take what was yours and guide your human worshippers into a better future. So if we choose Horos, we would get Nightcrawlers. During night turns, all your villagers get a +1 bonus to damage and a +2 ranged damage. And then Morena, the goddess of death and rebirth. Like the changing seasons, your domain is the wheel of time and progress. Although you feel that the darkness was just part of the wheel of fortune, now that the sun has returned, it is time to take another step forwards. You did not stand guard over your worshippers during the Age of Darkness, but the small rabble that did survive has impressed you enough to warrant your protection now. It is time to bring the next era, so you must guide these people towards greatness. Basic education. Your villagers are clever, and so they research everything faster. Nighttime can be dangerous, so bonus to damage would be pretty good, but I kind of like the idea of researching everything faster. So I think we will choose Morena. So we got gameplay options. We can choose warriors, gatherers, or craftsmen as our village focus. I don't actually know what this does, and it doesn't seem to pop up with something there. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that on warriors. I kind of figure that as a new player to the game, having more people who can fight okay-ish at the begining will probably be better for me. I think we'll probably leave it on normal difficulty. World size small, world progression snail. Let's see, normal, true Thea. Not actually sure what that means, but bigger the world, the higher the amount of creatures and nests and ruins. There we go. Controls how fast more difficult challenges show up. Also affects character progression speed. Yeah, I think we'll leave it on snail. It could be fun to change the world size up, but I don't know that we would actually explore even a significant portion of it. Economy. You wanna pop up and let me know what this is, game? Nah, game doesn't want to tell me. There it is. Controls gathering, crafting, and research difficulty. Okay. Challenges difficulty. Controls the amount of opponents during challenges. I'm going to set it back to normal when we're done. I just want to take a look at what these options are. Enemy aggressiveness affects enemy view, range, and willingness to attack during night turns. We'll leave it on normal. Starting villagers, 10. Alright, so the only options are 10 or to reduce it. Reshuffles allows you to redraw cards before each round of a challenge. Sounds good. Saves. Enable or disable the option to manually save your game. That sounds fine. Realism, easy. You can only have one building of each type, and gathering is reduced to 1 pack per turn from each source. Okay, I'm not actually sure what that is, because... Alright, that's probably the normal. Group limit. Off 16 or 12. Bloodbath. When on, wounds from fights can exceed a character's health. Okay, so if we set it to normal, we got world size normal, world progression normal, economy normal. Wait, really? Huh. Maybe when I started poking around, it reset stuff. Oh, whatever. I'm going to set the challenges difficulty to novice because I am a novice at the game. All this stuff is fine. I'm going to set the world progression down to snail. So what this does is you need to complete the games to unlock the other deities. And this is what I was talking about with replayability. So this will be fine. I'll leave it on that. Let's bump up the world size a little bit, though. Kind of makes up for it. Alright, let's go ahead and play. I just need to wait for the game to load up. So, like I said, I have watched some other people play the game, and it does look like a lot of fun. I've been meaning to get into it for a while, just never quite had the time or got around to it, and I decided, why not make the first attempt a Let's Play so that if I screw up, it's out there for everyone in the world to see. Right? Sounds perfect. So in this game, all of the people that you get, you can rename. So I will be renaming them, drawing names from Patreon supporters.
Thea is awakened. Welcome. No time to waste. You are a deity of the High Pantheon, and you must help your worshippers survive the darkness.
Do I have to?
So what now, you ask? You are divine, yes, but
I know
you
that.
have little power, and so you will know the world through your people's eyes. This means sometimes you will encounter your own divine messengers, and maybe even face your own avatars. Weird, I know. Your first mission is to survive. Every critter is trying to make sure you stay down. So get food and craft better equipment to protect yourselves. You will guide your people to victory, either by sheer survival and progress, or by solving the cosmic tree's mystery.
Alright, so this is the tutorial, and I will be going through the tutorial, since I am new to the game. I'm a deity, you know? I already know all these things. Don't need the talk. Skip tutorial. It is nice that they give you that option. Oh, what's this? Who's talking to me? And what did you mean, looking through people's eyes?
I am but a messenger. Theodore, you can call me. But let us focus on you.
Yes, please.
Thea is a broken land. The underworld is shut, and the undead roam the earth. And creatures of darkness that ruled for a century want you dead.
Okay, so I need to improve our village and people, so how do I get started?
First, go and explore your village. Check the inventory to see your stocks, and set people to gather food and fuel, like wood. Without food, people will starve. And without fuel, they will not craft or even heal, so these are really important.
Okay, gather food and fuel at the village. Anything else?
Yes, once you've visited your village, check out the people standing outside, the exploring party. Select your party and send them to me. I will wait for your people outside the village. I have marked your people's map with a big blue question mark, so they will see where I am.
Well, that's handy.
Oh, and if you ever forget what your current task is, just check out your logbook.
Okay, so check out my village and people first, and send them your way. Well, let's begin. Enter the minds and bodies of your worshippers and begin the adventure. And because we went through the tutorial, we get +1 experience point. And for some reason, the game has decided to zip me all the way over there. Let's learn the basics of map navigation first. Press and hold the left mouse button or use WASD arrows to navigate. Ooh. Alright. That's not very fast. I may speed that up a little bit. Okay, I'll left click on the group to select the expedition. Press and hold the right over a hex you want to go to. Now I'll help you set up your village tasks. Click the left on the town and select your village. And click again, select the magnifying glass to open the village management. Alright. Well, we will do that. So we also have some animals there. I did see that I can turn on the, see what resources around. We've got wood very close by. Got some seaweed down there. Not sure if it's close enough for us to actually gather from our village, but we'll see. Got some more wood over there. Some meat pretty close by. A chunk of juicy meat. Or a juicy chunk of meat, whatever. And dark wood, almost black in color with prickly texture. Dark wood should be handled carefully, slightly poisonous. And this is grayed out because we don't have the tech to get it yet. Alright, so first thing that we want to do is turn that off and go to our village. Let's see, I can rename it somehow. Up here. Alright, so, what do we want to rename our village? Our village is going to be Hamtopia. Alright, click Gather to open the Gathering Tasks panel. Alright. Here you can see all resources that can be gathered. Food is marked with this icon. Alright. Drag and drop a villager to start. Once the task is completed, you will receive the resource pack. The task will then be repeated automatically. Alright, so we've got 2 things of food and some vegetables close by. We can't currently gather the seaweed. I'm guessing that it's too far away at the moment. Maybe our borders will expand. Not really sure. I will be renaming the people momentarily, but let's go ahead and get this taken care of first because we are, you know, in the tutorial. So, let's see. It'll take 3 turns for this person who has not been renamed yet to gather up the wood. And for you, it'll take 3 turns as well to gather up the vegetables. I believe we can put some additional people on to help, but they're not going to help all that much. Yeah, they don't really... They're not very good at gathering, so... Oops. Wrong person. Let's see. So I could put you over here, and that would be +2. +3, 20 turns. Yeah, it's not really worth it. Alright. So there we go. Now remember, you can click the question mark to get some more help. You can find their tutorial videos covering all aspects of gameplay. Clicking on the hourglass ends the current turn. We don't want to do that yet. Alright, so we can move. We've got inventory. equipment, split the expedition, and we can camp. We don't want to camp yet. Let's go ahead and take a look at our inventory. So here we've got our people. Alright, I'll need to look around to see where I can rename people. I may do that in between episodes just so that we can kind of get this first one going. We do have a medic. There is a scholar, I think. Let me go check the equipment. Maybe that's... Yeah, okay, I think this is where we can. Yeah, medics lower the chance of dying from wounds for fellow travelers. They especially appreciate the companionship of warriors. This is the weight that they can carry. Currently, you could carry this shield. That, since it's not currently equipped on anyone, that might be a good idea. We also have a craftsman, good at creating items and constructing buildings. Craftsmen are more knowledgeable than other classes. Not sure that they're going to be doing a whole lot for us out here. These are the character attributes. So armor, dexterity, etc. We'll go over those more as we get, take a look at our equipment and stuff like that. And then we've got a bunch of warriors in this group. Let's go ahead and change the expedition name. Don't have quite enough letters for Searches for Ham. So we'll just call it Searches for Ham. There we go. Without spaces. Alright, drag and drop a piece of equipment onto a highlighted slot. You can use Shift plus left click to 2. Note that your villagers can only carry a limited weight, depending on their strength attribute. Indeed. So you already have a short staff, so that's fine. And we have a spare shield, so let's just go ahead and give it to you so that you're less likely to die. I got some other shields, too. I got 2 others. Looks like you have a 2-handed weapon. You have a 2-handed weapon. You have a shield, and you have a shield. What is better? So the Pavis, dark wood is seeped with the curse, so harvesting its power to shield yourself is a wise move. Or it's totally crazy, who knows? It's good quality. Armor 4 and shielding 6. That has armor 3 and shielding 4, so yeah, this is going to be better. Alright. So we just have 2 extra shields, and that will be okay. Your villagers need to eat. Each person uses 1 food, marked with that icon per turn. Food is needed to heal wounds. If villagers run out of food, they will starve and eventually die. Having good variety of food provides many bonuses. Fuel is needed in the village and in camps. 1 fuel item per turn is used. Without fuel, there will be no additional healing, and any tasks will take twice as long to complete. Alright, a camper village doesn't have enough firewood or for fuel, and any wounded will not heal. An expedition doesn't have enough food, and people will starve. An expedition doesn't have enough... Alright. Kind of thought that it defaulted to having enough. Yeah, maybe it's just that I need to let a turn pass or something like that. The inventory allows you to move items between groups. If you move characters to ground group, they will form a new expedition. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, I've got 5 herbs and 60 meat. I've got 2 coal. I do not appear to have any wood, so that might be part of the problem. I think we might go to Theodore's tutorial and then go back to town, just because of what we've got going on. I've already done that. I could craft. I could do cooked meals, but yeah, I need additional food for that. Drag and drop materials onto the workbench. Click confirm to add this task to the current tasks list. Okay. Well, we don't have enough actual food to do that. I don't know that we have enough things yet. We don't have a whole lot there. I'm pretty sure that we've got enough materials there. So I'm not sure why we're getting these alerts right now, but we will take you over here. And let's check it out.
Theodore welcomes you. Well, hello there. I see you're finding your feet and making first steps into the world. Well done.
So, what now?
Events, such as meeting me, will occur throughout your adventures. Sometimes they are random, sometimes predestined, and always varied. Events can occur when you're out exploring, but also globally, or within your village. So remember, leaving your settlement unattended may be dangerous.
Right, events can occur at any time, both within the village and out in the world. Anything else?
Many events will ask you to bring stuff or do things in order to move to the next stage. I asked you before to gather food and fuel in your village. So you can gather resources in your village, but also by setting up a camp when you're out exploring. To set up camp, stand on an empty hex and choose the tent icon from the mini HUD.
Right, we can gather by setting up camps in the world. Got it.
Good. Now events can lead to conversations or just random disasters.
Yay!
But they can also lead to challenges.
Random
To
disasters,
show you
fun.
what I mean, track down
They're
a
not.
pack of boars nearby, marked by a blue question mark, and bring me back their bones.
Alright, point me in the direction of these boars. Got 1 XP and 1 bit of research. Okay, so the boars are there. 1 giant wild boar and 4 wild boars. I can't really tell exactly how tough they are. And we've got some more dark wood over there. There's some fish here. Alright, well, let's go see what we can
You
do.
find the boars Theodore told you about. There is only a couple, so it should not be too
5,
hard.
actually.
However, instead of a straight fight, you can try to do a proper hunt. If you have the right skills, that is. Or better yet, you can go all native on these beasties and wrestle them to the ground. Not an easy option, that one.
Okay, so it's a 2-skull challenge, possibly dangerous choice. Some choices may be more dangerous than others. Number of skulls from 1 to 5 represents a scale of danger. So either way, we'll go into a card minigame, but depending on which one we choose, this one would be a situation where different skills that the characters have would play into it. But I think we'll just do a plain old fight, and it's 2 skulls, which is more dangerous than I was expecting for a very first trial. Oh, it is just 2 wild boars. We'll go ahead and do begin combat. Alright, so we have... These are going to be our offensive hand. This is our tactical hand. You've got Leech. Leeching damage causes the attacker to gain that much life, which is pretty nice. I don't have any blunt weapons. For each challenge, your people's cards are split between offensive and tactical hands. Here you have the option to reshuffle if you don't like this draw. You will learn more about challenges and their mechanics once the challenge begins. I don't know a whole lot about this. Like, I don't know what's going to really be the best. So I think for now, we'll just keep and play, and we'll go with this. Welcome to the card minigame. Please pay close attention to this tutorial as mechanics are fairly complex. If you'd rather watch a tutorial video, you can find it in the game's help. If you feel confident enough to play on your own, you may keep this tutorial window open for reference or reopen it from the question. To win, you need to eliminate all your opponent's cards. Let's begin. Your deck is made up of your party members. The stats, damage type, and tactic tactical skills come from their equipment and skills. Your deck is divided into 2 hands, offensive hand on the left, tactical hand on the right. Starting player in each round is decided randomly. You begin with a preparation phase where you play your cards. Fight phase comes after all cards are played. This number shows how many cards you can play this turn. So right now we can play 2. Each card is characterized by 2 very important values, attack and defense. Attack deals damage, lowering the defense of an attacked card. When defense reaches 0, that card is eliminated. Characters may have different types of attack depending on the weapon skills. Or depending on the weapon, in fight challenges, or special skills in non-fight challenges. Some attacks may have additional effects, such as poison or leech. In fight challenges only, your wounds will be carried over from your challenge and can lead to the death of characters. Offensive cards are for direct attack and are placed on the battlefield using the left click. Cards are added to the end of the queue, so some weapons and skills can modify an existing card's position. Tactical cards offer support. They can only be played using their skills. The support actions will affect the rightmost eligible card in the queue. Skill descriptions contain more info. When both you and your opponent pass a turn without playing any cards, fight phase begins. The fight phase is resolved according to the card's queue position from left to right, so the leftmost card attacks first, which means right now the wild boar will attack first. Cards take their turn in the queue and attack the closest enemy on either side randomly. So in other words, if there is a boar here, one of my characters, and another boar here, my character right here will either attack this one or this one, randomly. Once cards have no target on the battlefield, damage is dealt to remaining cards in hands and discard pile. If the fight phase does not conclude the challenge, a second fight phase follows. If both fight phases do not conclude the challenge, a new preparation phase begins. Alright, so, to start with, we've got a boar. He's got 18 plus 5 defense, and he's got 18 damage, and it's blunt. All damage remaining after killing an opponent is then dealt to the second opponent. So, I think what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put in this fellow, whose name is going to be changed. I'm going to go ahead and shield ally. And then I'm going to try... Oh, right, I need to pass that. He's going to put that one down. But he's confused, so he's not going to act the first turn. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we can put down our others. I'm going to go ahead and get closer. And then you go in. And we'll see how this goes. It might be dangerous. Ooh. Okay, so this person is almost dead, but luckily we have succeeded. We may take some injuries.
You have slaughtered the boars, and you are able to salvage much usable stuff from them. The downside to choosing combat is that your people may get wounds, and with heavy wounds they will risk death every turn until they heal once more.
Indeed. But we got some fruit pies. I don't know why the boars had fruit pies. Why the fruit pies are still good. We got some bones. We got some meat. And we got some leather. So we took some wounds. If there's another battle, they will be injured. These will improve over time, so rather than +4 down to +3 kind of thing. And this character is heavily wounded and may die. Go ahead and take it and leave. And we got 1 experience. If your people get wounded during a fight challenge, these wounds persist, and if serious, they may cause death. 1 wound is recovered each turn as long as the group has food. To improve healing, set up camp or go back to the village and make sure you have food and fuel. Medics reduce the chances of death for wounded party members. Also, some events allow you to heal. Alright, so we could either camp, and considering that there are a few things around here that we may want to gather, I think you can only gather immediately around, so it might be best to just go back to the village now. And go ahead and join the settlement. So this way, alright, well, that shouldn't be an issue. This shouldn't be an issue. And hopefully, now it's fingers crossed period, someone will not die. Pass a turn. No food or fuel. Group has run out of food or fuel. Click to select the group. Because they're not actually set to eat the stuff. That is a mistake. We'll do that even though we don't have a source for that. If you want to restrict or allow usage of any specific food or fuel item, click on its icon. The more food varieties available to the group, the more bonuses they get. Yes, that's why. There we go. Alright, so we don't have a bonus. We've got 12 turns of food supply, fuel supplies. Actually, this is 5 turns, and we'll get some more wood before then. Let's go into the gather screen and see what we can do to help out. That's 10. We'll get some extra people here. We are going to want to go out and do some more scouting, but for now, I think just getting some things a little bit faster might be a good idea. Especially since we have an injured person. Alright, it's not helping that much, but it'll be okay. Alright, let's go ahead and pass another turn. Okay, so we have some research. A research screen allows you to spend advancement points to unlock new resources, crafting, and construction recipes. An advancement point is given when enough research points are collected. Research points are gained by crafting and constructing, visiting ruins, and also in some events. Okay. I'm going to need to think about what we want. Darkwood might be good, because we do have Darkwood really close by. So that might be an idea. And we have gathered some more wood and some more vegetables. Manage supplies. We'll go ahead and check that. So, we've got 2 food varieties, which means that we are getting an extra +1 health for everyone who's in the camp right now. If we had another, like if I uncheck this, then everyone will also get +1 will. But I'm going to save that until later. And this is the problem. I had turned off allow the use of new items. And that's why we had an issue. But if you can get up to 5 food varieties, when you're out wandering around, you'll get +1 movement as long as you have those 5 food varieties. And if you manage to get up to 10, you get 2 movement points, as well as all these other things. It's pretty good to have a lot of food. But, you know, since we do have this really close by, I think that we do want to grab the Darkwood so we can go out and start collecting that. Researching Darkwood will add 5 units of this resource to your settlement's inventory. At least one place where it can be gathered will always be revealed after researching this. Are you sure? I am sure. And I believe that it reveals someplace that you didn't already know about, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, right, no, I can click that. Alright. I guess not. Okay, so it did, tell us about these 2, which is fine. do that. We are going to want to do some crafting eventually, but just getting a few more resources are going to be good. We do have some gold, we've got some topaz, some leather there, 4 children, bone spike armor we picked up. Well, actually, I don't think we picked it up. I think this is already in the town. But, yeah, so we've got these things. We got the bones. We need to head back to, Theodore. Let's see. Is this the, yeah, this is the log. Alright, so, he wants... Yeah, so I probably need to have the bones in the expedition inventory, but I would like to get our people not injured. Okay, he only has 1 wound. He is not injured anymore, so we are pretty good in that regard. Oh no, it was him. He's not seriously injured anymore. He is injured, so that is gonna go away over time, but at least he's not about to die. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap up our first episode. When we come back next time, we'll reform our expedition, go out and explore, and begin working on getting more resources, and we'll be able to start doing some crafting. You can kind of see through the mist that there are some locations that might be of interest. Some of them might be monster dens, some of them might be ruins that we can look at and have interesting things. But for now, we'll go ahead and call it an episode and head to Theodore's tutorial next time. See you then, everyone.